comment left on my $85 budget Dark Magician deck. So a lot of things that I do on my channel, I don't show off. Like I don't show my collection. I don't show off my first edition SDK sealed Blue Eyes White Dragon starter deck. I don't show off my my SDY first edition starter deck sealed. I don't show any of those. I don't show any of my prestige cards. If you notice, I don't even show any of my playmats. I've showed some of my playmats before, but I don't like to because the video is more oriented towards people who struggle um, as a financial standpoint with the cards. In other words, they're not they don't have the resources to pay $1,000, $2,000 for some cards. So they want to build a deck for $100 or less. So mostly that's what I do. But I listen to every comment because I am a Dark Magician player. I've been playing Dark Magician since since it came out 2002, and I went to the World Tournaments back then before some of the people were even born. I was in the World Tournament in 2008 and several times. So then, yeah, I played against the Teledad and all that with the Dark Magician deck. I didn't obviously win. I win against some of them, but I didn't beat them all. Obviously, that was the first um, top tier deck. So, but yeah, the people gathered around. So, obviously, I stopped playing. Then I started playing again in 2021. So, obviously, this channel is just made. If you want to make a lot of money with cards, if you want to be intelligent and use, let's say, like Skill Drain, I posted 2 or 3 videos warning everyone to buy it. I bought a lot of playsets. They were like $3, $4 a card. They're currently $35 to $40 for just the regular rares or commons. And then I bought a playset of the ultra rare. They're currently $80 to $90 per card. So the proof is in my videos. Also, I don't just talk like a lot of people talk. I have proof of everything I say. So if I show a video, I'll showcase it. So the $85 deck has a video called $85 Dark Magician versus 4 negations or interruptions. So my decks are able to go through 4 negations. That includes a Dragoon. I can get, and I'm not talking about an established board and being negated. No, 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 no. What I'm talking about is I don't have a board. It's empty. I have 6 cards. I'm going and I'm being negated 4 times. And I have maybe like 30 to 40 videos where I go against 3 to 4 negations and I still blow up the whole field and I establish my field like nothing happened and I win. So these decks, they're not all talk. There's proof. Now, a lot of people, they talk a lot, but their videos are empty. They have no proof of them being able to go against the negations like I do. I say something, then I show it. And the reason why is because I do it backwards. First I do it, then I show it. So I'm a doer, and then I say afterwards. A lot of people, what they do is first they say, but they don't show it. And that's a fake. So that deck went against 4 negations, and it won. For $85, you're not going to be able to beat it. A lot of the formats that I play because I play purely Dark Magician, and I warn everybody years before I know cards are gonna go up in price to buy. Excuse me, and so then I buy them for a few dollars, like $2, $3 a playset. I've been warning people to get the what is it, the Despia. Yeah, the Dragon Monster. I don't remember the name right now. I'm trying to remember. But let me see. The Fallen of Albaz. So they were selling for like $1.60, $1.70 a play set, and I bought several of them, like 5 of them. So that and the Hexio Fusion and all these monsters, and I've had shown so many cards. the branded fusion. That's gonna be the new top tier. That's what's gonna be put in every deck. So you wanna buy those cards? They were very cheap. I warned everybody since last year. I did one final warning like 2 weeks ago. And just like I said, all those cards went up in price. So it's not my fault, or actually it is my fault that I buy the cards cheap and I resell them for like 10 times the value or more. It's my fault. What's not my fault that you don't listen and you cry about cards. So it's not that I'm mean, it's just that I'm honest. So here's a deck for people who have a little bit more budget and they want to play in a tournament. And I'm gonna show it. Here it is. So the other deck's $85. You can even bring it down to like $70, something like that, for the deck. Now, if you bought the cards when I told you, with all the cards included that I'm gonna show, the deck's barely like 180, something like that. So that's not a lot for what the cards are currently valued. Because you might be able to squeeze like 160, 160, but the value of the cards right now is different, right? So because it's different, the deck could be worth $400 if you listen to buy it when I tell you their budget. For example, when I make a budget, like today, what is it? February the 2nd, 2022. So here's an example. So then the cards that I'm playing are, we're gonna start off by 2 Dark Magicians, and I'll explain quickly why. So 3 Dark Magicians makes your deck a meta and a rogue. All of them play at 3. So if you want to play 3, you can't be considered like a meta destroyer, or you can never be a top tier, because you can add it just to prove me wrong, but it's not gonna work because you're decreasing the percentage of power and ratio. A lot of Dark Magicians complain about dead hands. And to be honest with you, sometimes in the computer I do get dead hands, but I still make it work. Now, when you play in real life, you just shuffle correctly. 1 Dark Magician girl, and then instead of the tricky, you play 3 Apprentice Illusion. Now, people are like, I've seen this a million times. Yeah, but no one plays it. And people started playing it currently, and guess what? You better be getting ready for Dragoon being gone. Because if you're thinking you're bad and cool, and then Dragoon's gone, then what are you gonna do? For me, it doesn't matter if Dragoon's gone. Even with Dragoon in, I could destroy him easily. He's nothing to me. So you need them. You can go into Naruto, the moral leader, and we're gonna go into all that later. But you can boost up. You can let people attack you. Your rod, leave them, and then or whatever. Just discard. You can discard 2 of them or 3 to OTK during your opponent's turn. You can also activate to unbreak your hand, special, and then draw a Dark Magician. And then you can enter into the links. And then these cards went down, as I had made a video before. And the 3 Magician Souls, they were $30. I told you guys to buy them. So if they're 40 to 55, which is what I'm seeing, and they're probably going to start going up, that's not my fault. You should have bought them. So they were 30, so 90. So 3 of these are cheaper than one of the other one. The ultra rares were 140. So 90 for them, and the deck's probably like a $60. So it's like 150. The deck's 150. It's not bad. So then you have the 3 Magician's Rod, and to be honest with you, the way the deck is set up, if the Ash Blossom, Infinite Impermanence, all of those are trash cards, because when they play it against me, they're just being burned. Every single card I play is a bait. It does nothing. So if you Ash Blossom me your Infinite Impermanence, it doesn't matter. It was purposely done I have a lot more chains to do. I just need to burn your cards. Hand traps are one for one cards. You play a card to stop a card, but also vice versa, that card stopping your card. So you can draw into Ash Blossom against like a Dark Magician. It can't do nothing. There's nothing it can do. Then when you draw an Ash Blossom against a Dragoon, what are you gonna do against it? And then even if he doesn't draw, what are you gonna set it face down? They're gonna pop it. That's why I win against those the like 99.9% of decks that play hand traps, because as soon as I go past their hand traps, like 2, 3 negations, 4 negations, they got nothing for me. And they're like, what the heck? Why is he still coming? So that's why I don't play them. If you want to play the Ash Blossom, the Infinite Impermanence, you can play it. But I'm warning you, that's why you keep losing. That's why your deck sucks. Because it's a 1-for-1 ratio. Basically, they can negate the card, that card's burned. For me, if they negate something, it doesn't matter. That card that was negated, it's used for something else. It just chains. Now, if you don't stop my cards, it's even worse. I get the effect, and then I chain. That's the proper sequence. Now, Jester Comfort, people hate it, I know, but it's an extender. It can go into more monsters, and then to add to that, it can also climb up into Zeus, because you know you can go into the in 2 level 1s through the magician souls and the jester. You can enter them, and then you can link up to one of the XYZs, and then I think it's the wind, and then from there you can go into the down magician and then attack, and then at the end phase you can enter into the Zeus. So through the jesters and the soul servants, you can, and the magician souls, you could just link them to a Zeus from there, like real fast. If you don't believe me, go see the OCG Dark Magician Champion. He was doing it without issues. If you don't want to climb up, you could just make them after battle phase, right, with the secondary effect. So all of that is for the fusion stuff. And then one Spellbook Magician. Spellbook Magician, basically you play your whole hand, and if they negated you 3-4 times, you just play this and then draw 2 more cards. It's basically a chain sequence. It's just way too many. I can draw 20. I have proof of drawing 22 cards in my first turn from 5 cards. And I'm not just talking. I have the proof. Come see it on my channel. But then the interesting part, when it's your turn, you have nothing. You have no proof of nothing. And then one Red Eyes Black Dragon. Obviously, Dragoon's going to be gone soon. So, that's why he's there. You already know. And then those are the monsters. For the Spell Trap lineup, we have 2 circles. You can play 3 if you want, but 2 is fine. I don't see a need for another one. One, Magician Salvation, and then obviously, you know what they all do, Banishing, and then Magician Salvation, you already know what it does. And then these, I've shown you my other copies. I have about 12, so I just put these agents in here because it's a deck that I'm going to sell. The guy can't afford it, so I have to make it cheaper for him. And you know what it does, it stacks. And then when I told people to buy them, nobody wanted them, and now people want to buy mine. And they're like $30 to $50 for the first edition. So even these are like 10 to 12 a card, and they're just gonna keep going up. So your decision. And one Secrets, and then one Dark Magic Attack, the Spellbook Engine. Even when they block everything, you could just play this after the end of everything. And then on top of that, you can play it in your hand, right? You can activate it in hand. You don't have to even summon. Then you can just extend to a normal summon and more special summon. And then you already know the stack effect. And then this is the deck similar to the profile I had posted 2020, which is like 2 years ago. But it does have some additional cards. The Veil, it unbricks the restage, and then I've been already ready for the Dragoon being gone, because you discard it, or even on the field with Magician Souls, you send it to the graveyard. So discarding it or sending it from graveyard with Magician Soul, it does not matter. It could be with Apprentice Magician. You discard it and it just chains in the graveyard and you just draw a card. It's funny when I play it and people get their impermanence, they curse, they get angry. You can also get the the right hand if you want it. The right hand has like 100% activation ratio because come on, everybody plays a lot of spells. The trap only has about a 50% rate. The best cards you can blow up with it are Solemn Judgment. I've done it. It's hilarious. People get mad. The other one's Infinite Impermanence, like I said. Those are the two main targets. It works. I've played it. Even during your opponent's turn, they try to imperm something, boom, it gets burned. It's hilarious. Solemn Judgment, boom, it gets burned. So I'm playing all this because I need 4 to 5 negations per turn. See, people think that I'm playing it because I'm trying to show off. No, I'm playing it because I'm trying to negate you 5 times. And do I have proof? Yes, go see it in my duels. And it plays quickly. And it's a continuous. I can just send them all to draw more cards. So I would advise the right hand because it's just 100% ratio. This one you have to wait till the trap or they play an impermanence. You know, it's up to you. I just have it in there just because. But my other deck, the budget, the $85 one, this one's budget too, but it has added Magician's Souls. It has the right hand. All of them have the right hand, and it works 100% of the time. They burn it, and then they play something else, thinking I'm gonna let it fly, and then I burn the other card too. It's hilarious. And Dragoon's not even on the field. It's funny. So you better be establishing at least 3 to 4 to 5 negations per turn, even without Dragoon. So this one, Magicalized Fusion, you bring the Dragoon, or you can bring the Quintet, blow up the field. You can bring the Dark Magicians. There's so much that you can bring out with the Red Eyes Fusion. You already know what it does. You can play it at 3, but I play it at 1. The reason why, because I win even without Dragoon. Even without Dragoon, I win. So I have like an 80% win rate. I do lose, but I'm just telling you, when they get rid of Dragoon, it's not going to affect me at all, not even a 1%. And then Twin Twister. Break your hand or blow anything back in the backfield. If you don't want Twin Twister, you can play anything else like Trick Pull, Talents, or anything like that. So I usually don't play Twin Twister. I just side it out, but I put it in here anyways. So then the other card that I wanted to show you, the traps, are the cards that I told everyone a lot of times to buy. I have a lot of copies of it. A lot of copies. So you have normal. You can have the ultra, and I have the other commons. I have the rare, the black one. This one's the silver. Then I have the commons. Then I have the ultras. Oh my goodness. So skill drain, at 3. You want to play at 3, then you have to have a way to be attacking and destroying your opponent. For Dark Magician, it's a cherry on the cake, on the ice cream, or on the cake. Because Circle Eternal, you're done. And then they got rid of Imperial Order, so now all the spells are playing. Sky Striker is going to be running rampant. Also for the deck, if you didn't want to play Secret Village, you can. Spellcaster is this Imperial Order for Dark Magician. You can activate it so easily. Ice Dragon, a lot of people play it at 3. I play it at 1. So this is a tournament style as you requested. And then the ace card is Gozen. I have it Gozen on my main deck when I duel. But for this deck, for the budget style, I played 2 of these. They're like $1 each. Just a rare. They're common rare, you know. The card's common, but it has gold lettering. Um, and then once you activate them, that's pretty much it for your opponent. Yeah, a Dragoon in this. I have like 3 other negations, but just the Dragoon and the summon limit, and then I always have the Circle and the Eternal because I protect them. It's a wrap. They just you just watch them go through like 4 negations and then they just surrender. It's like, oh, big surprise. You can see I have like 120 something videos. It's funny. Um, like they play a card, I burn it. They play a second, I burn it. The third, I burn it. And then he plays the last card, fourth, I burn it. He's got no cards in his hand. Of course, he's gonna surrender. It's like it's not even a surprise. And then you're still drawing. And then 2 Eternal Souls. You can play it at 1. I play it at 2, just to have the other one, because you do have skill drain. So that's the deck for you. It's a 40 card deck. So like I said, if you have a little bit more money and you want it, not the budget, and you want to play local, this is an example.